I did mention this in a previous video, but I think I'll show you some of the examples of how you can play games from this timeline, which is based on the original series with a lot of, well, quite a lot of extras thrown in. Now we've got Starfleet Battles, which is the really complex one, which I would just say don't think about it. To be quite honest, it's just horrendously complicated. Be aware that it exists. And then you've got the next one down in complexity is Federation Commander. Now this one, you see, you have ship templates, and you're basically marking off damage and stuff like this. So you're really going to be talking about battles with a couple of ships. I don't think you could actually manage more than 2-3 ships on a side, and that's played on this grid here. But again, it could be played on an open table if you want. I've already mentioned these sort of miniatures, which are probably really hard to get now. These are metal miniatures for the Starfleet universe. Next one down in complexity, I would say, would be Starmarder. Let's have a look. So if you look at Starmarder, they would be the stats. This is played on a table with a tape measure. So you're still marking off damage to shields, etc., and hull damage, but it's massively reduced in complexity compared to Federation Commander. Federation Commander was actually designed as a more approachable version of Starfleet Battles, which it is, but it's still, don't underestimate it, it's still quite a complicated game. This is much more approachable, and I think you'd be looking at sort of like flotilla type conflicts, maybe 10 ships or something like that aside. I don't know, you could probably go a lot more if you felt like it. So that's the next level of complexity, and then we go to a call to arms, Starfleet Call to Arms. Now the thing I like about this book is it's got loads of pickies and things in it, and this time you don't have any like shields. You're not marking off shields and stuff like this, and this is very much like Firestorm Armada in sort of complexity, and I'd expect you to be able to fight battles with quite large fleets, 30-40 ships. The difference here is you don't tend to group ships up like you do in Firestorm Armada, where everything's in like squadrons of 3s, etc. Ships tend to be like isolated. That's probably the least complicated in terms of bookkeeping and stuff. In terms of actual complexity of the game, I'd say Call to Arms and Starmarder are probably about equal complexity. Then there's a good step up for Federation Commander. This Federation Commander's rule book in itself is quite meaty, isn't it? Just having a look at it. 73 pages. That's including scenarios. So there you are. Just in case anyone's interested in the miniatures version of this, which can be tabletop or And probably you could play them all on this board if you wanted to. I've got to admit that these are hard to get hold of. Now, the miniatures are really hard to get over, and even getting hold of a copy of Federation Commander is not that easy. There's another one that comes with this. You got Romulan board and you also got Klingon board, but they're basically the same game. Obviously, one concentrates on the fighting in the Great War between Federation and the Romulans, and the other one does Federation and the Klingons. The others, like Starfleet, Call to Arms and Stamada, they cover all the different types of because the miniatures games, they cover all the empires that could be involved in this. You know, even to the really obscure ones like Tholians. This is a Tholian web vessel there. Yeah, so I hope that was useful to some people.